everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome back to Let's Play The Novelist Part 3. So, last time we left off in, just as we were starting a new chapter actually. The chapter was called Catching Up and it seems to focus a little bit on Tommy. It said something about Tommy at the bottom, but I couldn't quite remember what it said. So we are just gonna get straight back into it and continue our search around the house. Oh, here we go. It reminds us. So this chapter is called Catching Up. When Tommy continued to struggle with... So Tommy has struggle. He has a few issues with his reading. He can't seem to do it that well. So we are going to check this.
Sorry it's been so long since I've written. Things have been hectic around here, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get things back on track. I don't really want to get into it, but we're getting pulled in a lot of different directions right now. Nothing hurtful, just competing priorities, I guess. Although those can get worse and worse over time. I mean, Dan and I, before we got up here, you know we'd started to drift. Look at that. I said I didn't want to get into it, and I did anyway. Enough about me. Please tell me you're doing well, and I hope this doesn't stress you out too much. I promise to write a happier letter soon. Yours always, Linda.
So Linda still isn't feeling great about their relationship. I guess we'll try and find more clues. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, I want to stress that it's perfectly normal for some children to fall behind in a specific area. Tommy may be struggling with reading comprehension, but his verbal and visual abilities are excellent. That said, he won't catch up on his own. He will need support from both of you. I recommend that you do the attached exercises with Tommy every weekday morning for 1 or 2 hours. He'll be unable to focus exclusively on these for 2 hours straight, so you'll need to take intermittent breaks, but use your judgment and stay with it as long as you feel he can stay engaged. I suggest that you do your sessions in the morning, before he tires himself out and becomes distracted. I feel confident that with a supportive environment and dedicated exercise, he will catch up to the other children in his class. Please be in touch if you have any questions. Dr. Donald Samuels. So they actually seeked a few pieces of help for Tommy. Here's that drawing again of him and his friend in the blue fort, which is cute. Let's check out the kitchen, see if there's anything in her. I don't think there is. What are these though? Oh, whiskey. That was there before and I kind of wanted to know what it was.
Here we go.
There's nothing there. Oh. Was one night. Not like that happens all the time. Sorry if you can hear my dog and my mum barking. Let's read her thoughts. Have to make room for what matters. Let's check out these guys' memories. So, let's check this out and see if we can find any clues in here. I apologise for all the noise in the background of this video. I said on Twitter it's really hard to record on a Saturday on my street because neighbours are moving around and people are doing gardening and stuff like that. And if you can hear any of that, I apologise.
We barely talked yesterday.
Wow, you're right. I guess we've just been so busy.
Okay, so those two, communication has failed. Those. That was not a conversation. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dan, we almost just ran into you. There's nothing in Tommy's room. Let's check their room. Oh, here we go.
Mom tried to hide it, but I can tell when she's disappointed. I hate that they couldn't come, especially after they tried so hard to make time. Maybe if she'd called before they changed plans, it would have gone smoother. It's impossible not to think about the rough patches Mom and Dad hit without thinking about Dan and me. I should bring that up to him and see what he says. He's mentioned their history before. I'd love to hear his answer when I make the comparison. Can he talk his way out of that one?
No! Never compare a bad relationship with another bad relationship. Let's exit that memory and go into Dan's.
Ty and Kelly just pulled out of the driveway. Still glad they came, but I know it wasn't exactly what they had planned. I think they were a little surprised and bummed out not to be the only guests, and it definitely cut into our riding time. Oh well. We did get one afternoon to fish, but we didn't do much more than talk about our books. We didn't even get a chance to sit down and read each other's pages. Still better than nothing, I guess.
That was because he was our compromise. Tommy was our main focus because I felt guilty for the last time. But Dan, stop wallowing in your own misery. Be happy that your child is making friends. Like, come on. For a socially not inept, but for a person who doesn't have that many friends, you should be happy for your son. Let's have a look around here. There's no clues in his room. Oh, there is a clue there.
Whoa.
Whoa, what are we woeing at? Let me get back up there.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. I just...
Okay, so they obviously had an argument and Dan snapped. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I was meant to click out of that memory. Okay, did we explore Tommy's memory? Daddy says that the candy store is our secret. Is that when he lied? Why is this a glitch or is he meant to be there? Did we check Dan's? We did, I think.
Hey, Mommy, look.
Okay, so we need to go into Tommy's memory. Here we go. Let's see what we can find in Tommy's memories. There's nothing around here, I don't think. There he is. Let's check this out. Once again, another drawing of him and his dad holding hands. Let's check his room. Here we go.
Honey, listen to me. You are smart.
Will it make me smarter?
Oh. So Tommy doesn't think he's smart because he can't read properly.
Hey, look!
Having fun?
Oh no, I didn't want to explore memories. I wanted to read her thoughts. Ah! Nothing's gonna change if he doesn't even try. Best sofa 4 ever. Davy wants to make one at his house. How cute. I'm glad he's friends with Davy.
Blast off!
Let's go see if we can find some more clues. I don't think he's meant to be stuck in a table. I don't really know what's happened there, guys. I guess we'll wait for the game to fix itself.
Dan and I had a good conversation today. Well, we'll have to wait and see if it was actually good, but I feel like I got my point across about family time. We've been getting a little frayed on the little things lately, and it reminded me of something Anne said one time. Love is a behavior, not an emotion. If something's important to you, you show it with your actions. We weren't doing so well with that before we got here. I told Dan my idea. I want us all to eat together at 7 every night, with family time after that. Tommy's wiped out by 8:30, so we'd get a solid hour and a half as a family, and then Dan and I could have the rest of the night to ourselves. And I think 7's a reasonable request. The rest of the working world knocks off at 5, right? It doesn't really matter what we do with the time, just that we spend it together. It's easy to make excuses when you've got a lot going on, which is why patterns help. I hope he feels the same way.
Okay, so she wants to spend a quality amount of family time together, which is fine. That's a reasonable request. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry guys. That came out of nowhere, that sneeze. Woo! Let's check Tommy's room for a clue. A scribbled out book. Does that mean he doesn't like reading, or he just can't do it? And then Oh, a picture of him being bullied. Poor Tommy. Let's read his thoughts. Man said to do the Lonnie book every morning. Okay, so Tommy wants to do the Lonnie book.
Here we go.
Which is understandable because he wants to get better at reading and he wants to stop the big kids bullying him.
Time. Guess it'd all be easier if I didn't ever have to sleep. Last night after Linda went to bed, I spent some time, there's that word again, trying to make everything fit. I even drew up a little chart. The math is simple. It doesn't work. Technically, I could still get in 8 hours, assuming I don't eat or need to do anything that's not writing. But what about letters, reading, dealing with Paul? Hell, what about doing the dishes or taking out the trash? Not to mention that knocking off for the day isn't like flipping off a switch. It takes time to crawl out of my head and start functioning like a normal person again. And I can't just split it up into smaller chunks. Sometimes it takes an hour of false starts just to get going on anything usable, and stopping just sends the whole process right back to square one. Something's got to give.
Oh my goodness, this makes it so difficult. Because I know sometimes you just have to focus on what you want to do.
Hi, Mom.
But,
Hey, Pumpkin.
God, this is annoying. What the heck of a sandcastle I made with the little guy.
Okay.
Oh, so that's... No. I didn't mean... Did I... I didn't mean to do that. Ugh. I didn't mean to choose that first. Now we can't find Dan's. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just did that. Oh well, I doubt I was going to choose Dan's anyway, if I'm completely honest in this part, because I feel as if Dan is just getting himself worked up over absolutely nothing. From the desk of Harold Baxter, January 22nd, 1948. A final entry before I depart. The bank would no doubt prevent me from purchasing the house due to the inherent conflict of interest, but given its history of frequent ownership changes, I feel confident the mortgage department will be glad to have the property off their hands. I believe I can set up a trust, or perhaps a shell company, and convince Mr. Lowry that we must part with the property for less than market value. I feel certain I can appeal to his conservative nature. I believe it will prove to be a shrewd investment as a rental property, and I think I now understand why people do not stay for extended periods. I find myself unable to describe the feeling precisely, but in my time here I have found my mind drifting in strange ways, as if it was not always my own. But the natural beauty is undeniable. Perhaps shorter visits are a wiser use of the property. Yes, I believe that is a fine idea indeed. So he somehow feels like his thoughts aren't his own. I wonder where this could be going. Basically, a lot of the stuff that this guy has been saying has been confirming my suspicions of this game. If a couple of you have ideas, then they probably... Can we exit this bit? Or, no. We can just continue. Okay, well, I think I'm dumb. No, Tommy, you aren't dumb. Don't think that. Easy for them. Oh, I want to give him a big hug. Maybe his parents should just give him a hug once in a while. Hope Tommy can catch up. Want it to come apart. The Diary of Claire Bradford, September 4th, 1961. We're here, so why don't I feel more excited? This was supposed to be fun, just Roger and me. Mum and Dad think we're here with Ben and Laurie, but of course that was just a trick. Nope, just Roger and me in this big house by the ocean for the whole week. I'm sad to see that there's no piano here, but I suppose a week without practice won't do too much harm. I guess maybe being alone with Roger that long is what's making me feel nervous. Though, why should that be? He's my fiancé, after all. If I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with him, I shouldn't be worried about spending the week with him, should I? Everyone has second thoughts before they get married, right? So, this is another girl who felt that she was having relationship issues. And yeah, I guess, what was her compromise? I can't remember. I don't think we even found her compromise. Ugh, this is annoying. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, well, I tried to change it, but looks like we can't go back without starting a new game. So we're just gonna whisper our choice to Dan, I reckon. Hopefully... Dan didn't want Tommy to start another school year behind, so he committed helping the little man for 2 hours every morning. Having both of his parents there helped Tommy's confidence as much as his reading, and their morning practices became an event they all looked forward to. So that's good, it's bringing the family together and they're spending time. However, Dan spent most of his night writing, and there were ships passing in the night. Damn, I kind of wanted them to choose... I wanted to choose Linda's compromise. Dan couldn't figure out a way to please everyone and still make room for the time and focus he needed to write. He was able to compromise and fit in one unbroken session each day, but for the rest of the day he worked around his family commitments and tried to make the most of the shorter sessions. The lack of focus came through his work. So they're trying, I feel. And that's how the Kaplan's first month at the house on the cliff came to an end. Dan sent a work in progress to his agent, who was glad to see that Dan had got him back on track. They were both hopeful that Dan could maintain his focus and write a book that delivered on the promise of his work so far. A few nights later, Dan and Linda got a babysitter and went out for a date, but they both felt like they were going through the motions and could barely carry a conversation. They knew their first month at the house hadn't gone well, that their trip was not saving their marriage as they'd hoped. What could have been a pleasant night out was awkward and troubling instead. The next day, Dan made good on a promise to take Tommy into the woods and look for arrowheads. Dan had researched local tribes and he regaled Tommy with stories of Native American history while they got dirty looking for arrowheads at the site of the Susor. I couldn't finish reading. They still had 2 more months on the coast and their story was just the beginning. So this is a new chapter. The Inheritance. It's called The Inheritance. Dan got a letter with some surprising... Okay, so I'm going to end this part here, guys. Sorry that I clicked the wrong thing. I clicked space rather than E, which is silly of me, I know. But I think I would have chosen Tommy anyway for that part. I felt as if I would have chosen Linda as the compromise if I had had the choice and not chosen the wrong thing. But I'm happy we chose Tommy because it still meant that they did have time together as a family, even though it wasn't as much as Linda wanted to. That's the end of this part. Please give it a big thumbs up if you are enjoying this Let's Play. And we will continue in the next part and see what this inheritance brings us, whether it brings us good luck and a new revitalized thing, like a new revitalization to the family. We shall see. But thank you all for watching and I will speak to you all in the next part. Bye guys!